No matter how good the team or how good the player, regression is inevitable.
We don't know what Big Ben is going to be. You talk about what ifs with the Cowboys. We don't know how Big Ben is going to play this year. And out of all the teams in the AFC, everybody else got better.
Whether it's due to injury or having to let certain key players go in the offseason means that even the best of the best may not be looking so hot the following year. But on the other side of the coin, just because a team stunk last year doesn't mean that they're going to stink this year. So today, here are 5 NFL teams that will improve in 2021 and 5 that will decline. Improve. San Francisco 49ers. Perhaps no team was hit harder with injuries to key players than the 49ers. Starting quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo was limited to 6 games. Superstar tight end George Kittle missed half the season, as did running back Raheem Mostert. Top cornerback Richard Sherman missed all but 5 contests. Rookie wideout Brandon Ayuk missed 4 games. Nick Bosa suffered a season-ending ACL tear in Week 2. Standout pass rusher Dee Ford only played in 1 game. There is no way the 49ers get hit that hard with bad injury luck again. And here's a friendly reminder that they were a couple of plays away from a Super Bowl championship 2 seasons ago. Naturally, better health would make this team a legitimate contender again. Then you remember that guys like Ayuk, Javon Kinlaw, and stud linebacker Fred Warner can only get better as they gain valuable experience. And if Jimmy G struggles or gets hurt, they have prized rookie Trey Lance waiting in the wings. The 49ers team is way too deep and talented all over the field. A top 5 defense, an elite O-line, a scary good rushing game, and playmakers all over the field pencil them in for a playoff spot. Decline. Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers won 12 games last season, even though they had the worst-ranked rushing offense and ranked outside the top 10 in terms of points. 7 of their wins were decided by 1 score. Simply put, this is an unsustainable formula for winning. Ben Roethlisberger is still starting caliber, but extremely limited and well past his prime. The usually strong O-line lost 3 starters in Marquise Pouncey, Alejandro Villanueva, and David DeCastro. So that doesn't bode so well for Big Ben. The defense should remain dominant, but the D can only do so much. Oh, and their AFC North rivals all got significantly better this offseason, especially the Ravens and Browns, who were already fielding deeper rosters than Pittsburgh. So yeah, we wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers suffered their first losing season since 2003. Improve. Dallas Cowboys. If Dak Prescott didn't suffer a season-ending ankle injury in Week 5, the Cowboys would have probably run away with the NFC East. Just stating facts. I mean, he was on pace to break Peyton Manning's record for most passing yards in a season, averaging 371.2 per contest before his injury. A healthy Dak Prescott automatically makes Dallas the team to beat in the NFC East. I mean, come on now. He has CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott, and Tony Pollard as his weapons? That's just ridiculous. Oh, and the defense can only improve after a miserable showing last year. Dan Quinn is an upgrade over Mike Nolan as the DC. Rookie linebacker Micah Parsons and free agent pickups Keanu Neal and Malik Hooker can only improve the pass defense too. Not saying Dallas will go on a deep run or anything, but as long as Prescott is healthy, couple that with an inevitable improvement on D, and 10+ wins in a division title shouldn't be difficult to reach, even for a perennial underachiever like the Cowboys. Decline. Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks were big-time overachievers in one of football's toughest divisions last year. They ranked 31st against the pass, placed 15th in scoring defense, and had a meh rushing offense. Oh, and Russell Wilson was sacked a ridiculous 47 times. And yet, Seattle managed to win 12 games and the NFC West before falling to the Los Angeles Rams in the wildcard round. Well, the Rams upgraded at QB by landing Matthew Stafford. We already talked about how the Niners will be much better this season, and even the Arizona Cardinals should rebound after making some big moves this offseason. Add it all up, and Seattle is looking like the 3rd best team in the division, at best. Jarron Reed, who had 6.5 sacks last season, signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. quarterback Shaquille Griffin signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So this defense could actually be even worse next year, if that's even possible. Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett may form one of the NFL's most explosive passing games, and maybe Chris Carson will bounce back after an injury-riddled year, but this O-line is still pretty bad. This unit is gonna have to win a lot of games for Pete Carroll's team, because that defense sure as hell won't. With such a difficult schedule ahead of them, Russell Wilson could be looking at the first losing season of his professional career. Improve. Los Angeles Chargers. Is it just us, or did the Chargers set a franchise record for the most classic Chargers loss a year ago? 7 of their 9 losses came by 1 score. That included 2 defeats in overtime and, yes, several badly blown leads. And yet, despite all that, the Chargers managed to win 7 games thanks to Justin Herbert, who had the greatest rookie year for a quarterback in NFL history. And to think he's only getting started and bound to get better. Top running back Austin Eckler missed 6 games last year. If he's fully healthy, look out. Oh, and Herbert got it done behind a lackluster O-line last year. Enter All-Pro center and free agent pickup Corey Linsley, along with rookie Rashawn Slater. And just like that, the Chargers look to be forming a solid foundation in front of their franchise quarterback. Having offense should help the Chargers close out games. As for the Chargers defense, they greatly underachieved last year. That should change with the addition of new head coach Brandon Staley, who was the defensive coordinator of the NFL's #1 defense a year ago. You'll have Joey Bosa, Kenneth Murray, and rookie Asante Samuel Jr. to work with. Oh, in 2018 All-Pro Derwin James is healthy after missing all of last season. Don't forget the difference he made in his rookie year. Having him back will be a huge addition, if he can stay healthy. These Chargers should salvage a winning record in 2021. The AFC is loaded with playoff caliber teams, but even if they don't qualify for the postseason, 9+ wins seems very reasonable for Staley's group. Decline. New Orleans Saints. This one really doesn't need much of an explanation. The Saints are coming off their 4th straight NFC South Division title, but they no longer have future Hall of Famer and franchise icon Drew Brees. The salary cap also forced them to move on from Emmanuel Sanders and Jared Cook, 2 of their top 3 leading receivers. And then they lost key defensive players too, like Trey Hendrickson, Janoris Jenkins, and Sheldon Rankins. With almost no cap space, the Saints couldn't add any impactful players, and top wideout Michael Thomas, coming off an injury-riddled year, will miss some games after undergoing ankle surgery this summer. Can Jameis Winston be a capable replacement for Brees? Then again, who will he have to work with outside of Alvin Kamara? Oh, and the rival Tampa Bay Buccaneers happen to be the defending champions, who brought back every single starter from last year. Sean Payton's team will be lucky to qualify for a wild card spot at this point. He's certainly got his work cut out for him. Improve. Minnesota Vikings. After a miserable 1-5 start, the Vikings reeled off 5 W's over a 6-week span, including road wins against 2 playoff teams in the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears. But because Viking fans can't have nice things, many cratered with 3 straight losses from weeks 14 to 16 before winning a meaningless Week 17 tilt. Yes, 2020 was a letdown year. But there were some positives. Kirk Cousins threw a career-high 35 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook put himself in the elite running back category, and Justin Jefferson had the best rookie wideout season ever. So the offense should do just fine again. And the O-line got a big upgrade following the selection of Christian Darrisaw. Minnesota was let down by its defense a year ago, but star pass rusher Danielle Hunter is back after missing all of 2020. Anthony Barr is healthy after missing all but 2 games, and vastly underrated linebacker Eric Kendricks, who missed 5 contests, will hopefully be healthy this time around. I'm not sure how much Patrick Peterson has left, but he and Xavier Woods should upgrade a pass defense that was downright atrocious last year. With better luck and health, Minnesota should put together a winning season. They may not beat the Packers for the NFC North title, but a wildcard spot is totally within reach. 10 wins, maybe 11, is totally doable. Decline. Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders finished with an 8-8 record despite a minus 44-point differential last year. They had the league's 3rd worst scoring defense, and it essentially cost the team a playoff spot following a promising 6-3 start. John Gruden hired Gus Bradley to oversee the defense following the failed Paul Guenther experiment. Bradley may be a defensive-minded whiz and all, but there's not a lot of talent to work with there. Sure, they signed sack specialist Yannick Ngakoue, who should form a nice tandem alongside Max Crosby. But the rest of the front seven is loaded with question marks. And the secondary will be awful again unless Trayvon Merrick and fellow youngsters Jonathan Abram, Trayvon Mullen, and Damon Arnett can step it up. Easier said than done. Merrick is a rookie, and the other three haven't impressed in the early going of their respective careers. Sure, the Raiders have a high-powered offense that can steal a chunk of games, but the Raiders curiously traded away 3 quality veterans in Gabe Jackson, Rodney Hudson, and Trent Brown. So the pass protection for Derek Carr will likely regress. Ditto for Josh Jacobs' run blocking. Good luck flirting, even flirting with a winning record if you're the Raiders. All 3 of their divisional rivals made significant moves to get better. This is a 7-win team at best on paper, but we wouldn't be shocked if it was closer to 5 wins. They just don't stack up with the Chiefs, Chargers, or even the Denver Broncos at this stage. Improve. New England Patriots. The Patriots didn't have Tom Brady anymore, and a brutal cap situation prevented Bill Belichick from making any roster upgrades. They had the toughest strength of schedule and a league-high 8-player opt-outs. This included defensive leader Dante Hightower. Cam Newton didn't have a proper offseason to learn a new offense. Top wideout Julian Edelman was limited to 6 games. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year Stephen Gilmore was hampered by injuries and missed 5 games. And yet, despite all of that, the Patriots salvaged a respectable 7-9 record. That's awfully impressive given all the hardships they faced. Now it's time to return to the playoffs following the Patriots' first losing season since 2000. If Newton can't bounce back after a frustrating 2020 campaign, the Patriots can roll with rookie Mac Jones, who made a strong first impression in training camp. The Pats had the league's worst receiving group last year. Belichick upgraded that by signing 2 stud tight ends in Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, as well as speedy wideouts Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne. Trent Brown was reacquired via trade to further strengthen an already solid offensive line. On top of that, the Patriots drafted Christian Barmore and signed old friend Kyle Van Noy and sack specialist Matt Judon to beef up the front 7. The always stout secondary also has Jalen Mills to work alongside Gilmore, Devin McCourty, and rising star J.C. Jackson. The 2021 strength of schedule, by the way, is tied for 19th overall. So you throw that in with a totally revamped offense and a greatly improved defense? It all adds up to a winning season and another likely playoff berth for the Patriots. Sorry folks, but the dynasty isn't over. Or on second thought, maybe a new one is just getting started in Foxborough. Decline. Indianapolis Colts. The Colts were our early pick to win the AFC South, but foot injuries and subsequent surgeries for Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson have quickly derailed the mood. Just like in 2019, Frank Reich and company have little time to prepare an offense with a backup QB. 2 years ago, it was Andrew Luck's retirement. This time, it's an unexpected injury to Wentz. The Colts can only hope that Wentz doesn't miss that much time. Their schedule starts with games against the Seahawks, Rams, Titans, Dolphins, and Ravens. If Wentz isn't available in all those games, well, 0-5 feels very likely, with maybe 1-4 being a best-case scenario. Even when Wentz and Nelson return, how healthy will they be? And how long will it take for them to get back up to speed? The NFL season is a sprint, not a marathon. Every single game counts, and a slow start can totally derail any team's playoff hopes. Add it all up, and it's suddenly a lot harder to see these Colts playing postseason football come January. But what other teams will improve in 2021, and which ones will decline? Join us in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.